Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at the market leading stocks via our proprietary scans for the coming session. This is going to be for Wednesday, October 30th, 2013. Had the release of Apple earnings, and they were not very well received. They're tanking that to the downside here. It's playing out near the low of the day. Had a really nice short call in that today when it broke under about 534.5, and right now it's 15 points lower than that, so real nice winner there in Apple, coming off of range high, taking home a winner there. The overall design of the market here, even with the negative reaction, Apple doesn't really have a bias either way as far as the signals go, but we do have some different features buried in there. Entertainment Arts EA down more than 3%. That's going to wind up with a very negative candle on the daily. Adobe has a upside CPS condition. That's about 1.5% above the day's open. Netflix starting to kind of get its footing again. That's 2.5% above the day's VWAP. So that means it's really starting to put on some late day buying here. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. Clack winding up with a differential sell. Even though it's up 2% on the day, it's pulling back off of the high. And this is on good volume, so that could be one for the short list for tomorrow. Looking at the financials are more or less paired off right now. Decent volume today in ICE, and that one's got a differential buy signal. Moving on to the energy names, Arch Coal, ACI, big volume day. BP, big volume day and a differential sell signal. Valero about 1% above the day's open with a differential sell signal on some fairly decent volume, so that's going to be on my list for tomorrow. Looking at the generals, perhaps a little bit biased to the buy side here. IBM, which has been kind of at range low on the chart, picking up and having a nice day, 2.5% above the day's open on a volume bump with an upside CPS condition. A couple other signals here to evaluate as well. Moving on to the housing names, not really seeing any real good signals here. Decent volume today in lows. Most of these are playing out reasonably to the upside, even though the market's rather flat today. Transportation names, a lot of volume today in UPS, and decent volume in UNP. That one's to the downside. And finally, on to the commodities. The big one here is U.S. Steel, trading 2 times typical volume, more than 4% above the day's open. And we've got signals to the downside for tomorrow in silver, wheat, and Freeport copper. All right, folks. There's a couple of things to think about for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the 2-day Fed meeting. Don't forget, we'll get the announcement at about 2 o'clock, and there is some more data earlier in the day. So we'll do some data points to work off of tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, about 8:15, we're going to get that the ADP number. All right, folks. Well, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.